All right, y'all. It is day 3 of the conference. It's what? It's like 150 something, 153 something like that. I don't know. I woke up like an hour ago. I jumped in the shower, beat my face and everything, and I'm starving. So I'm about to go check out this apparent food court that I didn't know that this hotel had, and see what they got for me to eat, because I need to eat something before I fucking drop dead. On this day, currently. The day I finally got to actually go to some of the workshops, okay? So, the whole point of creating change is to go network and get information. Like, go to workshops and things and educate yourself pertaining to whatever kind of work you do in your community, right? And there's literally, like, so many workshops. Like, I want to say there's at least 100, like over 100 workshops. Like, there's so many different varieties of things to do. But because I don't necessarily have like a campaign or anything like that of my own that I'm currently like working on, like I just kind of like bounce between things. I was just like, I just want to go to whatever workshop seemed interesting. And not a lot of the workshops on that list like seemed that interesting, or the ones that did have interesting titles. Once I read the description, I was like, oh no, I don't really want to go to that. So the three I ended up going to, there was one about cannabis, there was one about weed. I was like, definitely going to that. Then I saw another one that was like how to organize a sex party. I was like, I don't plan on organizing a sex party no time soon, but this seems interesting. I was like, I want to hear about the sex parties, you know? And then the third one was about like atheism and agnostics and just non-believers and things like that. And like, I identify as an agnostic, so I was like, okay, this should be interesting too. So the first one, the weed one, I get there and I don't know why, I was hoping they had weed. I was expecting them to pass out some edibles or something. But of course, that wasn't the case. Of course, they didn't do that. But it was pretty much about what we can do to advocate for like cannabis rights and like reducing the stigma amongst cannabis and things like that. And I was just like, okay, like it was very underwhelming. That workshop was a little underwhelming in my taste. And then the next one, however, the sex party one, that one was actually quite informative. Like, that was the only workshop where I actually like took pictures of the PowerPoint and thing like that, and like to keep the information, because that one was actually really informative. Like, we talked about different kinds of kinks and like the toys and like how different rooms work, how to host one versus like what to do when you're going to one. Like, it was just a lot of things that like I never really considered would go into a sex party, like how much work actually goes behind things like that. Like, it's literally and then we also touched on the difference between a sex party and an orgy. Like, it's two totally different things. But and then the presenter herself, like, she was just so animated. Like, she was like this like really fun, body positive Latina woman, and I was just like, I was living for it the whole time. She had us cracking up. And then at the end of the workshop, she split us up into groups, and we had to pretty much like plan and organize a sex party. Not a real one, but just like a hypothetical one. What would our party look like? What would be the different parameters and things like that? So my group, of course, I went to the POC group, went to the people of color group, because I was like, duh. And there, what threw a wrench at us from the jump was that there were some white folks in the people of color group. And of course, all of the actual people of color, we're sitting there looking at each other like what they doing here? Like, so the first question immediately was just, okay, first of all, I also have to mention the fact there was like so many people in this group. There were like at least a fourth of the workshop was all in this people of color all of these people of color group. So we had this large ass group, and we only had 10 minutes to organize this thing. We only had 10 minutes to come up with these ideas. So of course, with all these people, most of them were like introverted and didn't really want to say much, because like, you know, for whatever reason, a lot of people feel weird and awkward about talking about sex. Like, it's the oddest thing. You showed up to a workshop about organizing a sex party that you don't feel comfortable talking about sex. Like, what the hell? But anyway, so because we had such a small little time frame and I'm impatient, I like to get things done. I took the lead. I said, okay, and I was pretty much the mediator for the group. I was like, all right, so ideas. Anybody got any ideas from the jump? Everybody's like, da, 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 da. I said, all right, so name. I said, first we need a name. We need a name for our jump. What are we gonna call it? They're like, da, da, da. I'm like, all right, so Melanin Magic. And they were like, ooh, yeah, I like that. Da, da, da. I said, okay, so our name for now is Melanin Magic. If anybody opposes, say something. Next. And it was just pretty much going like that. It was pretty much me asking a question, at hearing their opinions or seeing if they had any better ideas. And if they didn't, we went with what I came up with, because child, time was ticking and we needed to get rolling. So the main question that came up though was, because it is a people of color sex party, are non-folks of color, aka white people, allowed to attend this sex party? And I don't even think we actually came to a conclusion on that, because our time ended up running out before we could even establish that. Like, that was like the last or second to last like question that we were discussing before our time ran out. And it was this matter of, this is supposed to be for people of color, but we also want to be inclusive. So we don't want to exclude white folks, but we don't want the POC who are attending to feel uncomfortable because there are white folks there. So I was sitting there trying to come up with like a solution of like how we could handle that. And before I could even like pitch my idea, the time was already up, and it was just like, all right, well, we got what we got, and that's what we're gonna have to deal with. And luckily, they never asked us about like white people attending, because we had such little time and had to go around each group. So we lucked up on that one. But what else? After that workshop, after that one, that's when I attended the like non-believer workshop or whatever. And that one, I ended up leaving that one early. Like, I walked out because we went around, we said like the kind of like whether or not we grew up in like a religious household, things like that, what we currently identify as, religion wise. And I don't know, for a workshop about non-believers, there was a lot of talk of religion. Like, it was like everyone was saying the same thing over and over again about like how their family identifies this way and how they never felt comfortable, blah, blah, blah. Like, I was tired of hearing the same thing over and over again. And also, I hadn't eaten anything all day. I did a lot of that this trip, just not eating and just going. Like, I hadn't eaten and I started to get a headache. Like, hearing all these people talk was literally starting to give me a headache. And I was like, you know what? I need to bounce. I said, sorry, but deuces, I'm going to go find something better to do. And I ended up leaving. Me and this other person that I was sitting next to, I saw them packing up and I was like, are you leaving? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, all right, I'm going to walk out with you. And they were like, all right, cool. And like, we bounced. We left that little workshop and we went back to the lounge or suite, whatever you want to call it. And, oh yeah, I also have to talk about that. But on to the next thing until that comes back up. All right, y'all. So I just got back from the drag show, and I had to run up to my hotel really quickly. Not my hotel. Run up to my room really quickly so that I could change for the ball. I'm still debating whether or not I want to walk in the ball because I have bad experiences with balls. But yeah, I don't know. I'll figure that out once I get there. I'll probably end up being pushed to walk anyways. But the question is, what category do I want to walk? Like, I'm not really sure what category I want to do. But I know if I do walk, I'll probably do the little beginner's performance one, vote the house down a little bit. I'll probably do face and, represent for the girls who don't have perfect skin. And, yeah. So, I'm going to get up in there, surface, period. Hell.
Thunder. 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 Thundercats. Ho!
Yes, just to preface, this is a whole nother day. That's why there's the outfit and makeup change, well, slight makeup change. I don't know. This is a whole other day. I had to stop the first day because my brother had just got back home from school and was making a whole bunch of damn noise. Wasn't here for it. So, yes. Anyway, them other joints were getting kind of long, so I'm going to keep these ones brief. Okay, now there was a ball, of course. You cannot have a gay event without there being at least one ball. And I was a little upset that I did not get to walk in this ball because, as everyone knows, balls have categories. But for this one, they wanted to put like a little activist type twist on the categories. And I didn't have anything that could really fit in those categories. Like for the runway one, you had to have a cowboy hat. And for the performance one, you had to have like a prep twist or whatever. And I wasn't buying no cowboy hat. I didn't have no prep shit. I left all my prep at home. And then for the other one, for the face, to serve face, you had to have a mirror. I didn't pack no fucking mirror. That shit would have broke in my bag. Like, what? So, yeah, I was a little upset that I couldn't walk the ball. I got all dressed up and cute for nothing. But, it's whatever. So not only did I not walk in this ball, but that particular day, after all those workshops, I hadn't really eaten anything and I started to get sick. So I had to leave the ball early so that I could go and order me something to eat because Domino's closed at 1 a.m. I checked the clock and it was 12:30 something. I was like, bitch, and my phone was dying. I had to run upstairs to my room, hurry up, charge my phone, hurry up, make the order on Domino's all before it got to 1 o'clock, because I knew once 1 o'clock hit, they was gonna be like, girl, no, it's too late. So after I ordered my food, after my Domino's came or whatever, for whatever reason, the ball was still going on. Like, that was one long ass ball. So after I ate like 2 little slices of pizza, I left my hotel room and I went back down to the ball. And I had missed the sex siren category, which I will insert a clip of, but I missed that category, so I had to get that footage from someone else.
I still here with my father. She told me